morning and welcome to another exciting edition of the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show right here on Camnet TV, not just another channel. I am your host, Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, and I am not alone as usual. I have with me my colleague, Precious Sakaleji. Good morning.
Why do you skip my middle name?
Because it's difficult.
It's what spices up the name. Precious Mzea Sakaleji. How is Sakaleji okay and Mzea is difficult?
I actually prefer your last name. I think it's easier. But anyway, I'll Precious Mzea Sakaleji.
There we go. Hi.
Well, we missed you. It's good to be back.
Did.
As you are aware, last week, Saturday, we were unable to bring to you the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show as we were hosting a Camnet TV conference on agriculture right here at Healing Word Ministries International. Well, today we have a jam-packed, exciting, entertaining, educative, informative program lined up for you. So much has happened in the week. So much is still happening. As you may be aware, this is an election year and we are counting down. I hope you have your voters card secured. Mine never even leaves my house. Like, I've made it mandatory just in case I lose my handbag or I lose my wallet. I don't want to lose my voter's card.
I check for mine every weekend.
You make sure that it's sleeping, lying down, sleeping peacefully.
Yeah.
That's me, because I'm excited about voting. This is going to be, I think, my third time.
This is going to be my second.
This is going to be my third time voting. And I'm looking forward to seeing who will take the day at the end of the day, whether it's a person that I support or it's a person that I don't support. But either way, we are one Zambia, one nation. Whoever wins the polls at constituency level, at presidential level, our hope is that we make progress. That's what's important.
Yes, of course. And also considering the fact that this year's elections campaigns are going to go on without rallies. So we're trying to see how different political parties will actually manage to get their message out to the electorates and stuff like that. But the thing is that the door-to-door campaigns were actually advised by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. The only thing that was banned is actually public gatherings, rallies and stuff like that. So we are hoping that political parties do not go against what they have been told, considering the fact that this is the first time Zambia is actually voting amid the COVID-19. So we're just trying to make sure that we take precaution, and also considering the fact that it's cold, so numbers are expected to increase during the cold season, because this is a flu. As you can hear my voice, I'm hoping that I don't get the flu. So you need to make sure that you're warm during this season, because if you are symptomatic, that's actually one of the signs that you might be headed to the COVID positive test results. But we're hoping that you don't get there. So let's continue wearing our masks, considering the fact that we actually became very reluctant these past few months, these past few weeks, because we were thinking COVID is here to stay. We might as well get used to the new normal, which is you still washing your hands for at least 20 seconds when you get an opportunity to. If not, carry hand sanitizer, sanitize your hands when you get the chance to, and always have your mask on.
Yes, indeed. We did become complacent.
Yep.
I'm guilty.
Guilty as charged as well.
Maybe because of the weather. But as you have rightfully put it, it's important that we get back into full swing and realize that, you know, COVID, in as much as it might not be classified as a deadly disease, what's important is that we take precautions, because when you have COVID, it's not a death sentence, but chances are you'll be affecting the people that are closest to you, and you wouldn't want that, especially when it comes to children, when it comes to your family members, your elderly parents, the people that you're keeping around you. Let's just take precautions. Well, one of the measures that have been cited to have your immune system boosted all the time
vaccination.
Is vaccination, and not only vaccination, is exercise.
Yep.
You need to ensure.
You should take that advice, Liseli. Just saying.
Wow, I feel attacked
just
right
saying.
Now. I really feel attacked.
Just saying.
No, but I've been exercising. Wow. I walk.
What? I didn't hear you.
I walk. I play with my daughter. That's enough exercise as it is. Watching over a toddler is a lot of work.
Oh, like yesterday when she actually went to the pantry and came out with charcoal on her hands. Kids are fun.
She applied chalk on her
So
face.
handful.
So you see, all that exercise of running after her
No,
is a lot of
we mean
work.
the actual
It's part of
exercise.
exercise. It's better than just sitting down and, you know, working behind.
Maybe you're trying to say that because I am not a parent yet. Can parents out there please confirm that having toddlers in the house is exercise?
It's a lot of work.
That's Liselle's excuse for not exercising at all.
No. I actually do plan on getting back in shape.
Well,
and
we had
doing
this
Zoka.
conversation last year.
Well, it was one of my
So,
resolutions. Now that we
halfway.
then I'll begin to reintrospect and reflect. Let's get into the morning boost. But before we get right into the morning boost, remember the question that we are asking you today is, what do you think about this year's election, being that there are no public rallies, no public political rallies? What is your take? We get into the morning boost and see you on the other side.
It's a beautiful morning and I welcome you to Morning Boost. I'm so glad that you've tuned in and hope you had a great night. So let's do some workouts this morning and we're going to have a great time. So we're going to start with a warm-up and then make some aerobics movements for today. Okay, ready? Let's go. A beautiful morning to everybody and welcome to Morning Boost. Let's go. Go. And the V step now. Let's go. Last V step. Back to step touch. V step. Let's go. Let's go. And marching. And 4, 3, 2, step touch, go. Bring in your hands now. Let's go. Let's go. Just a quick workout in the morning. Not a full-fledged workout, no. Keep going. And 4, 3, 2, hamstring, go. Four, 3, 2, step touch. Four, 3, 2, and hamstring. And 4, 3, 2, step touch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Stay at it. Go. Easy basic workouts for the morning. And marching. Skip jump now. Go. Let's go. Skip. Try this. Even if you feel heavy in your body, you can do this. Let's go. There's always a first time. You may struggle, but it's doable. Let's go. And 4, 3, 2, 1, go. change now. Let's go. Very easy for a morning workout. Lift your knee very high. Go. Let's go. Stay at it. Stay at it. We're going to bring in a kick now from a knee high to a kick. Go. Go. Let's go. Let there be a blood circulation on your legs so that you don't have that numbness you feel at times. Kick. 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 Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Straight kicks now. Go. Straight kicks. Go in the sides. Okay. Keep going. Almost done with our 5 minutes workout. Knee high. Try this every morning. It's going to do wonders to your body. Let's go. We're almost there. All right, team. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is Isaac Mata, your presenter. I'm going to see you next time at the same time. And have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
Exercise is very important because it boosts your immune and it gets you to have a very energetic day. So you can decide if you can work out in the morning or after work, depending on how you get to handle your days after a workout. As for me, I prefer doing it later in the evenings after work. Take a shower, eat some food, and then go to bed. For those of you that get to manage to do it in the morning, you can do it as well. And also, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you need to go to the gym. You can actually do home workouts. There's so many videos on the internet that you can look at for guidance. And also, for those of you that are not really a fan of pushing legs this side, hands this side, you can actually do the jogging. Actually, that helps as well. And also long walks, as I said, it claims to be doing, which, yeah. But yeah, you can do that as well, just to make sure that you are fit and into shape. Now, our topic of discussion today is about political rallies being banned. Do you think political parties will actually manage to campaign without that? Or what is your take? Remember that you can catch us on Facebook. That's Camnet TV, our Facebook fan page. Or maybe you can actually come to the studio and call us on 0968 675 273. We would love to hear from you.
Well, I think moving, like, we are now in the new age, and I can just imagine how the world is going to be like in the next 20 years. With that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing how political parties are going to capitalize on social media, because
which is the easiest.
Yes, the majority of the people, whether it's even in rural areas, I know we have a bigger chunk of people who don't even have access to smartphones or even electricity. But the truth of the matter is, in urban areas especially, it would be one way that political parties can capitalize on making their manifestos known. Because I'm interested in knowing what exactly I'm voting for. I don't want to
what
vote
are you
for,
bringing to the community?
I don't want to just vote for a face, or I don't want to just vote because I'm tired. I don't want to just vote because, oh, maybe it's time for change, or maybe let's just continue where we left off. I don't want to vote based on that. I want to vote based on what you're bringing to the table. I must know your plan. What is your vision? That's very important. And political parties can capitalize on social media, as they have been doing already. And also, just to make mention that it is illegal. It's not advice anymore, because in the beginning it was advice to say maybe let's not have political rallies. Now it's illegal. It's illegal.
You can be arrested
against the law to have a political rally. Caution. And that caution came from the Inspector General of Police, who said it is against the law and you will be dealt with. So,
found wanting.
Yes, if found wanting, you will be dealt with according to the provisions of the law. And I don't think at this point anyone wants to find themselves on the wrong side of the law. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to be done. People need to be creative.
I am looking at the alternative, which is the common one that they've said should be used at the door-to-door campaigns. I personally feel it's also not safe, because you are literally coming to my home. I don't know how many houses you've been to. I don't know which people you've been in contact with. Yeah, we might keep the 1 meter 1 meter distance and stuff, but I still feel it's not safe, considering the fact that in these households we have children, we have people that have toddlers that are 6 months or less, and then someone is going to come to my door and preach their campaign, or the campaign message or manifesto. And it's not only one person. I'll have different political parties coming through. So I will not know if all goes to West, who is going to bring the disease in my house. So I still feel that's not safe. So we might maybe just stick to social media. We'll see how that works out. And
do you think it's possible that, let's say, the presidential candidates can go and campaign door to door and not gather a crowd?
That's where I was headed to with the door-to-door campaign.
You know how President Edgar Lungu, as the Patriotic Front,
going to campaign,
presidential candidate, going door to door in Chawama constituency or Mandevu, or going to Umbala or Kasama Central and campaigning door to door. Is it possible for him not to gather a crowd?
That's what I'm saying. It's really hard for us during this moment, because it's the first time such is happening.
And then in the event that a crowd is gathered as a result of somebody
to disperse it?
Yes, and also, how does the law cater for that? Does it then become illegal, or you as a person, just your presence, it attracts a crowd?
Yeah.
You did not plan to have a rally, but just the fact that you are in a certain locality, people hear word goes round that you are. Then, because of course you just can't go randomly at people's houses, you need to at least send word out through your chairman, through your party structures, to say, okay, fine, this candidate is coming, this person is coming, and people will prepare for you. So I'm yet to see how this is going to unfold.
It's quite an interesting...
What is your take? I really want to hear people's opinions. What is your take on the fact that this year's elections being the first to be held without political rallies?
Let me push it to you, Liseli. If there might be that, considering the fact that this year we have so many independent and young people taking a journey into political roots and stuff like that, if you were a politician and you are standing in a certain constituency, either MP, mayor or councillor, or even the presidential seat, how do you think you would take this? How would you campaign?
It needs a lot of thinking. It needs a lot of thinking, but I think there are party structures, and it's not like it just centers, the whole party just centers on the presidency. Yes, a huge chunk does fall on the presidency, but there are party structures. And from those structures, being it from the lowest of the chain, people are campaigning. And there are certain people who will never even get to meet or to even see, if not only on TV, about a certain presidential candidate, but they are for the party because of the party structures. So I'm not a politician, but I'm just thinking that you have asked me this question. You really need to have solid party structures on the ground, making sure that your manifesto, making sure that your name is made known, the party's name is made known. I think I would, and it's not something that you can do overnight. So the entire work of how we are going to see how this election is going to end up is as a result of preparedness from whether it's the 5 years or it's the 10 years. It's work that has been done over time. So we are going to see how well their structures are on the ground, because that is what is going to determine whether or not they win it big.
As for me, I think if I was to actually be one of the people that are contesting for whatever seat that is available at this point, I would really make use of social media. You know, those live streams actually do a very good job, because in as much as we will run away from the fact that there are people that don't have access to smartphones, we have the radio, and we have gone. I have gotten an opportunity to actually travel into these rural areas, and you will find that they don't really have access to television, but there's always a radio,
community radio station.
Yes, somewhere in one of these shops, in one of these homes, even at the chief's house.
Oh, they are very committed.
Yes, so I would use that, and considering the fact that the traveling is not supposed to be matched because of the COVID, I would make sure that my members are all given duties at least to be on one of the community radio stations.
And even TV stations.
And I would make sure that wherever they're doing that from, someone is streaming. Okay, so I am trying to reach out to the people that are listening to the radio and people that are watching on social media. Okay, so at that time I will gather a certain crowd, and I would at least I would say 1,000 people have heard. And if I hear about a certain political party and I hear the good that they want to bring to the country or to the community, I'll tell a friend. Okay, I know I have influence up to a certain point. So that is a strategy. Yes, within my sphere. So that's already a strategy. I know I will at least reach a certain number of people. And then the door-to-door campaigns. If I was to do the door-to-door campaigns, I would have flyers. I don't have to tell you about my party and what we're going to do. I'll make sure I have a flyer for those that can read. Okay. If we have, because that's a lot of money. Printing those things is a lot of money. That's why I was saying,
to have money to
being a candidate, exactly.
Yeah.
First of all, the presidential what do you call it? Nomination fee is not something to play with.
Yep.
That's why I was saying elections are not cheap.
Perhaps before we go even into details, maybe there's someone that is watching us right now that is not aware with what we are talking about. In case you missed this news, here's a clip from ECZ verifying when it comes to holding public rallies.
Zambia is for the first time since 1991 expected to hold its general elections without political parties holding public rallies. At a media briefing held in Lusaka, Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano announced that the commission has suspended political rallies owing to the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases being recorded in the country.
Having duly considered the submissions by the stakeholders, today we have come back with a position following these engagements on what we consider to be the best for the country, citizens, and indeed the conduct of the 12th August 2021 general election. As a commission, we would like to announce that we are in support of this recommendation by the technical committee and has since suspended campaign rallies with immediate effect.
Mr. Shindano has, however, clarified that political parties will continue with their campaigns, but using other means such as door-to-door campaigns, distribution of flyers, social media, as well as media platforms.
It is campaign rallies that have been suspended, not campaigns. There is a huge difference between the two. Campaigns will continue as provided for in law for the period stipulated before the pause, which is 3 months. Additionally, we have taken this action following the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in Zambia, and the country has been in a alert state since March 2020.
And Mr. Shindano has also refuted allegations attributed to him by some sector of the media, where he is quoted of having said the August general election will be postponed due to the increase in the COVID-19 cases.
Issues of elections are a constitutional matter, and no one just wakes up to postpone an election. This issue has been blown out of context, as we were simply advising stakeholders on the seriousness of the pandemic and the risk it poses to elections. Therefore, I would like to advise that the 2021 general election will go ahead as planned, and every well-meaning Zambian must treat the circulating misinformation with the highest contempt. Ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate this point. The only way that elections can be postponed is if a state of emergency is invoked.
And Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Malama, adds that the country recorded 825 new confirmed cases with 4 deaths in the last 24 hours and has pleaded with the public to intensify observing the 5 golden rules.
The country that today, in the last 24 hours, we recorded 825 new cases of COVID-19. We also report 48 new admissions to our facilities, giving us a total of 184 people admitted countrywide. 70% of those are on oxygen. So indeed we are seeing a situation where the total number of new cases in the last 1 week or so has continued to increase. 3 months ago we were able to project, and those of you who remember, we warned the country that the third wave is likely to engulf Zambia, informed by the laxity we've seen in this country.
Whether we want to hear it or not, COVID-19 is a killer and is here to stay. But also, people have to exercise their democratic right by voting in the August general elections, while political parties have to sell themselves to the electorate in one way or the other. Prudence Tota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Well, quite interesting revelations there being brought to us by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, on the clarification on whether or not to hold political rallies. And we have been told, and we are very much aware, that it is a no. Alternatives have been suggested, such as door-to-door campaigns or social media. Different avenues have been suggested as the way to go, but not political public rallies. Have you ever attended a rally before?
No, I'm scared.
Even like in the past?
Anxiety.
Never?
Nope.
I have attended quite a number. It's cumbersome, it's tight. And I understand why ECZ has, because imagine if we had like maybe 10 people with COVID gathered in a ground in Mandevu, because Mandevu is quite a huge constituency. And you know, they can be really packed. Like, it's crazy how packed they can be. And you know, people, there is no space. You can't breathe.
I'm scared, you know. I just think of the worst. What if I just trip and fall and then
stampede?
Hey, that's what I am scared of. I have never attended any. Even the agriculture and commercial show as a child, I only attended one, and I told my parents I'm never going back. Not until I grew up and worked for a media house, and that was one of the stuff that was easy because there was space and air to breathe. But
growing up,
I'm scared of
fair. And I also heard on the news that government is in talks on whether or not to hold the annual trade fair this year in Dola. I don't know how that is going to turn out, but we look forward to hearing that, and also the Zambia Agriculture and Commercial Show.
We didn't have it last year.
No, we didn't have it last year. I doubt if we're
having it this year.
I doubt it also, but we yet
elections.
To see, yes, we are yet to see and yet to hear what the officials have to say concerning that. Maybe exhibitions will be held for a limited number of companies and whatnot. I don't know how they're going to do it.
We're yet to hear from that.
Yes, we are yet to hear what the officials have to say concerning that matter. Going to court news, maybe as we pause just a little bit.
I'm excited. But before we get to that,
okay, sure.
I haven't heard from Kambwili in a while.
You miss him?
I miss him.
No, this is why you haven't heard from Kambwili in a while.
Why?
He's no longer the starry.
He's no longer the new kid in the block.
Yes, because the thing is that he was president of NDC, but now there's president of the Patriotic Front, of which he's under.
No, but still, so you know, Kambwili always has something to talk about.
Yeah, you need to get permission. You just can't go about ranting. There are party structures that he needs to follow.
I'm looking forward to his next next talk.
Edith Nawakwi was also in the news yesterday.
Yeah, she has been quiet for quite some time.
Yes, I think the only time that I heard from her last was during the filing in of, was it nominations? The unveiling of the running mate and official filing in of the Patriotic Front. She was in attendance, and she did mention that she is endorsing and supporting the candidature of President Edgar Lungu
and Professor Nkanduluo on the PF ticket. Yesterday she was also in the news, and she was talking about how HH is a selfish man, how HH will sell the country to the highest bidder. Anyway, maybe let's get into that. What are we getting into? We are supposed to get, you mentioned the quote.
So many things. But
so we're getting into Kabanshi.
Yes. No. Before we get to Kabanshi,
into Edith Nawakwi.
Let's get to Edith Nawakwi, and I have a few comments to make out. Anyway, I'm just thinking, at this particular moment in time, I want to hear what this party has to offer. I don't want to hear
who is not
character,
doing what,
like more or less like personality attacks.
Yeah.
If you're stingy, Precious, and you are standing for Camnet TV Union
president
at Camnet TV, I should be able to say, no, Precious, should I say Precious is stingy, that's why she, like, your money?
It's politics, Diseli.
No, especially at this point in time when, we are so close to the elections. I expect, like, facts.
You're a competitor.
I expect something heavy.
I need to fight you. You're a competitor. I'm going to say whatever it takes to make sure that people don't vote for you. That's what politics are about, darling.
Wow.
We decampaign each other. That's what we do.
But that's like, I don't know. Okay, yes, it is you being an opposition political party, but character? Like, come on, isn't there something else?
But isn't that what?
Like, say something like, oh, no, you can't calculate, so you can't make a national budget. You failed in metric or mathematics.
Yeah.
Give me something.
But that's what Zambian you're talking like you're from the States.
No, but I think.
But anyway,
generally, we had improved at some point.
We did.
No, like,
with political party in-house fights, trying to decide who's going to be president and who's going to run.
I just want to hear something more heavy. I just want to hear something more valid.
You should be paying attention.
Convince me that I shouldn't vote for HH or I shouldn't vote for. Oh, Winter Kabimba joined the Patriotic Front.
He did.
Convince me why I shouldn't vote for President Edgar Lungu. Tell me something.
Liseli, this is why.
Don't tell me.
Listen. This is what I tell you. I love. Wait, before we get into that, that's why I tell you I love political drama. Okay, and I have been paying attention. I don't know why you seem to be surprised that this is happening.
No, I get shocked all the time.
It's what has been happening, though.
I do understand, but I never want to get used to something that is wrong. Like, we can do better. Tell me something more.
Let's get into this clip. We continue with the conversation on the other side.
Wake up on the 12th of August. Go and cast the vote. Pachiwato. And I know how you do it. You are motivated. And we are going to continue to run the campaign from this secretariat. I want us to make a program for going in around the country to be able to support the current leadership. We shall support. Many people don't know where Chinsadi is. Chinsadi is on the way to Nakonde. Many people don't know where Chinsadi is. It's on the way to Nakonde. And we are extremely excited to have one of us as running mate for the President of the Republic of Zambia.
Well, that is the FDD President Edith Nawakwi just giving her opinion on one of the presidential candidate of the United Party for National Development, which is Hakainde Hichilema. Her remarks, as quoted in the video that just ended, is that HH is a stingy man. So, and Lisa has been complaining to say, why would you come out and attack someone personally and just do that. But then, this is what our politicians are doing currently. Listen.
I want to hear something different.
No,
I want to hear facts. I want to hear something valid. Like, I can't say.
So I'm saying, Ukamba Monga unachuka kwa America, Milo. Like, and for the fact that you're on the desk, first of all, let me attack you. For the fact that you are on the news desk, Liseli, you know how our politicians attack each other.
That doesn't make it right, and that doesn't mean I'll ever bend and say, oh, because this is the norm, then I'm going to accept it. What is wrong is wrong.
What is wrong is wrong, yes, but that's what we've been subjected to. There's nothing we can do about it. I can't go to the NDC.
That we can do about.
I can't go to Savoy Imboela and tell her, oh ma'am, you can't say, just an example, you can't say that JJ has a big foot. You can't say that his other hand is not, stuff like that.
And that
I can't control that. That is
but
what
it's
they've
because
subjected
we
us
have
to.
accepted it as a norm. And that's where the problem is.
Now if you banga politics if you banga the fini, and you're complaining about this, that's why I'm telling you, I pay attention to political drama. Because
tell me something like, oh, the Patriotic
he doesn't have a grade 12 certificate. Why did he manage to file in his nomination?
Not
stuff
even
like that.
I want to hear something like, oh, their policy and education is not, it's not worthwhile. It's not going to be effective based on these figures, based on the fact that this policy was tried and it failed. And I want to hear some intellectual things. Surprise my mind.
I think you should relocate. You're in the wrong
Surprise my
country.
mind.
I get your point though.
Yes.
Like let you decampaign me
based on your manifesto.
Based on my manifesto, because you say no, my manifesto. There's this what do they call them? Clauses? They're clauses, right? There's this clause in your manifesto, and it doesn't benefit the Zambian people. Why is it in your manifesto? And how are you planning on winning an election with such a manifesto? I get it anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to the presidential debate. I don't know if we're having it this year, if it's going to be there, considering the fact that we are amid the COVID-19 and also
how many presidential candidates do we have? You
so
can have
17.
A big studio, or you can have others. Maybe have 4.
Or we can just do a
Zoom meeting.
No, all of them Zoom presidential debates.
That can work, because I want to hear something different. I want to hear something different. I'm yearning. What is your take? No
public rallies. No political rallies.
Do you think is best to campaign this time around? What is your take? The number that you are getting us on is, Precious?
0968675273. That's 0968675273. Or get to our Facebook platform, which is Camnet TV. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Madam, good morning there.
Good morning, thank you. You're through to the Rise and Thrive. Who are we talking to?
Thank you so much. I was talking to Koila within Lusaka.
Okay, please go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Thank you so much. I want to talk on something. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
We want political-based issues, not character assassination. We want these politicians to tell us what they will do for us. Not to say this one did that, this one is about to do this. Jesus Christ, there's a God somewhere we should remember that. Because our statements are going to mislead many people. Because of those people those things that you are sending us here. Let's pick what we are going to do for the people of Zambia. No, this one is Hassan, this one do this. If you vote this one tomorrow, he'll do this. It is not right. Let's fix the truth. Let the truth be told. The economy is very bad. We know that. We are managing a means. Then someone saying, this is it, this is what to do. Let's speak the truth. The economy is campaigning. Let's see how the politicians are going to solve our economic issues. Not character assassination. Jesus Christ, there's a heaven out there. There's God out there who's watching what we are doing and how we are protecting our faith. Because we're going to mislead many people. Let the truth be told. Just speak the truth, and people are going to watch. Whether with or without campaign rallies, people are going to watch, and we are going to watch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Why are you hanging? Why are you handing it over to me?
Support
Not
system.
necessarily support system, but I was just concerned.
No,
like,
it's a great concern.
Yes, like I feel like we should have changed, grown out of certain things.
You know, I would like, and talking about presidential debates, I would love the debate based on their manifestos. Like, I think I need to talk to the production team. Let them have a debate, talking about what your argument is about, and that our previous caller. Let all presidential candidates bring their manifesto, okay? And let their attack, all the debates, be on the political party's manifesto. Like, in your manifesto, you said this and this and this and this. How are you going to manage to do this, considering the fact that there is this? Okay, so that will allow everybody to know what the manifesto for that particular political party is, and then getting to know that or to hear that from that presidential candidate, you as a citizen, you will get to decide which political party or which candidate you are actually voting for.
We have another caller on the line. Good morning. Your name? Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, you know what I can't know. She doesn't know that she doesn't know what to do with the ground. That's why she's talking. Just forget it.
All right, thank you. Did you hear that? He was saying Edith Nawaki doesn't know what she's talking about, so we should just ignore her.
Okay. Interesting. Remember that the views and opinions expressed on this platform are not the opinions and the views of Camnet TV, but individual personal views which are very much welcome. We have a divergent opinions.
You can
all
also
are welcome as long as you are not insulting, as long as your language is clean,
no defamation of character.
Defamation of character, because the law will visit you. Even there was a case, I think, on one of the radio stations where someone just called in and really defamed and insulted the head of state, which was very unacceptable.
And the law dealt with them.
Dealt with him, and he should be an example that you just can't call into radio programs and assassinate people's characters however you want, because you have freedom of speech. And as much as you have freedom of speech, it is important that you sieve whatever it is that you're going to say.
Yes, of course. And remember that you can also come through on the number scrolling on your screen. That's 0968 675273, 0968 675273. We have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, that's 0968 675273, 0968 675273. Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. Remember, you can also visit our Facebook platform and comment from there. We would like to hear your views and opinion. We're talking about banning of political rallies during this campaign period. What is your take on that? And also remember that you can come through and call us. We'd love to hear your voice and your opinion on that. We were just talking about what were we talking about?
One of the things that I want us to talk about, especially that it concerns voting, and we are heading towards an election, is the fact that prisoners have been given 2 weeks leave. We didn't get an opportunity to talk about it last week because we did not have the breakfast show. But it's still something.
But before we get into that one,
a caller.
We have a call.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. I love your vibe. How are you?
I'm okay, Mama. How are you?
We are all right, sir. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from?
Reverend Chitungi from Mundora.
Please go ahead with your contribution, Reverend.
No, sir, And this is that may we hear something new this year from those who are campaigning. May we have some new bright ideas. I know we are African, but may our politics be so different so that we shall learn something new. You know, what she said about waiting for something new is really outstanding. But I have enjoyed your chat, and I'll continue to follow it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Reverend, for
Good
coming
day.
through. Good day to
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye-bye. The energy.
Yeah, oh yeah, he had so much energy for the morning. I'm sure he's had his breakfast.
Yeah, that's what it's important to have breakfast.
Yes. Before
we were talking about the prisoners,
the prisoners,
2 weeks visit.
the 2 weeks visit. I think there was an uproar, especially on social media, with the fact that it happened at a time where Kabwe was experiencing some killings.
From the
I think the timing, maybe it was a coincidence or whatever, but a lot of people complained to say, but then you want to have these people visit their homes. On the other side, it's a good idea in the sense that they are also human beings. But then again, I'm skeptical because I don't think I want to see someone walking down the street that killed a relative of mine, or that raped someone I know, or that stole something so valuable to me. You know, there are all these different opinions, but whether we like it or not, it has been enacted and it will happen. I'm just looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
I am not looking forward to that because, you know, it's about the safety of both the prisoner and the person. For example, just what you said, to say I don't want to see someone who murdered or raped or assaulted someone running the streets. I am still angry that that happened. Okay, now I didn't get an opportunity to actually, God forbid this happens, if the 2 weeks starts of the prisoners visiting their families and all, and then I find you in the streets, that anger will come back. Okay, and I might just do something that I'll later regret. For the fact that I feel like for the fact that you are in prison for a wrongdoing, you are actually also safe from the people that you actually hurt.
That's the reason that you have been secluded.
Exactly, and I feel
correction,
we want
change of mind, because there are some people who have done pretty nasty things.
I don't want to judge, but I don't
no,
feel safe.
No, it's not even about judging.
I don't think I would feel safe during that period.
Yes, but you have already been given permission. When someone is a convict, they have a crime over their head. So it's not like you're being judgmental. The thing is that you are in there because you did something bad. That is
the purpose of the 2 weeks visit? Because they're visited by relatives in prisons. They're given an opportunity to actually see one of their relatives. What is the... And 2 weeks is such a long time.
I want to do my research, I think
next week,
where this has been implemented and how it's working.
Are they going to be... Are there going to be... what do you call them?
Okay, here's a scenario. I'm in for life imprisonment. I have no chances of getting out of prison. I'm given 2 weeks leave
to go and
visit my family. Why shouldn't I cross the border? I have nothing to lose, because even if I'm arrested at the border, at least I tried. But I'm still going to go back. Whether I go back to court and they add another 200 years,
I know
I have nothing to lose.
Opportunity to,
but the thing is that, yes, so I'm never coming out.
Oh, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello, I'm through to the program again.
Yes, please rise and thrive. Who are we talking to?
You are talking to Mwanziri Wagwalia.
Okay, Mr. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from the Lusaka.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, mine is on, well, I'll comment on both, but I think let me start with the aspect of banning of rallies. I have a problem with that decision because it is left-sided. We seem to believe that it's only rallies that are bringing people together. If you and I went to Soweto right now and
see the crowds that are there, you'll be shocked. Okay? So why is it that the spotlight is only on rallies? There are a lot of other gatherings. Schools, they are gathering in school, in learning institutions, they are gathering in meeting places. Why is someone picking on the rallies order? So it tends to actually raise the suspicion that somebody just wants to disadvantage the opposition from campaigning. That's what I get. Because you can't apply one law on one side and relate it on the other side. Okay? That's my view on the rallies. Coming to the issue of prison, that is unacceptable, to say the least. There is nothing like a trustee for prisoners. Of course, with all due respect, I know that some people are in prison today, not that they committed crimes, but because justice was miscarried. But generally, to allow prisoners to go out for whatever period and they get back to prison is actually putting the society at risk. That is endangering society. Prisoners belong to prison. That is all. You can only release them after they are done with their incarceration or whatever period they have been in prison. Okay? That is my view. So again, I suspect there are reasons why. The typical example is the Cabo incident that you just referred. That is what is bound to happen. Okay? So it's not a move in the right direction. That's my view. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through. Do you think it's a campaign strategy?
I've heard different opinions. For instance, I heard Laura Miti say that it's going to only disadvantage the opposition in the sense that the ruling already has space in public media, which covers the majority of the rural areas, let's say Radio 1, Radio 2, even ZNBC itself. It's rare to see an opposition, whether it's the main opposition or it's these other opposition leaders appearing on public television, but I think it's the norm. But anyway, her opinion was that it's going to disadvantage them because the ruling has an opportunity, has all these avenues to be able to communicate their message when the opposition political parties do not. So whether or not it's a political strategy to handicap the opposition, I guess time will tell. Time will tell. And everybody is entitled to their opinion. Well, the Ministry of Health says that it's in the best interest of the public that political rallies should not be held for the safety of the general citizens. But his opinion was that, well, we still have schools, we still have people in marketplaces, even driveways. I don't know if you saw, is it even people like the former Lusaka province minister, Bowman Lusambo. He was having a drive-through, and you know, crowds gathered. So that's just the norm. Even when HH was passing through, is it Ndola Chifu area, and even the president. I saw him on a boat. That was a classy picture. Did you see him? I did. I saw, but he was in his suit on a boat. I'm like, hey, where are the handlers of the president? Where are the fashion designers? Why can't he? Because he was like, that's a dapper suit. You know, President Edgar Lungu dresses well. Yeah, he does. We can't take that away from him. And he was looking all classy, but on a boat.
Yeah, that was actually classic. And you know, I actually saw. I don't remember what area that was. Like political cadres in different boats. Actually cruising on the waters, like a lot of people. Have you ever been in a canoe? I have hydrophobia.
You are not alone.
But I bath.
I wasn't going there. We have a caller.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from?
My name is Fred. I'm calling from Dola.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
First of all, you are looking good and elegant.
We appreciate. Thank you.
I'm following up the program, and it's a very good one.
Thank you.
I want to say comments. I'll start with what Madam Nawaki was saying. It's unfortunate that our politicians, they really have nothing to tell us. We are no longer interested in personalities of how one thinks or how one is able to throw money around the street. We would like our politicians to stand there given a platform to explain all the policies that are failed and how they can improve or not what is supposed to be done. Then secondly, is that now she was in the opposition, and she's one of those people who are speaking loudly to say that the PS government is for her. So today she changed and said we are motivated to can't go right out and campaign for Mr. Rugo. For me, that's a mistake. She has not put it on what she stands for. Today you cannot say this apple is not saying the same apple is tomorrow you have to tell us. As people should stop pulling us, the country is seriously going through a lot of difficulties and we want solutions and not just enough. And if you follow the the last part of her comment, the reason for her to start talking about one of us coming from Sudan, already we are moving into Wako. That's the thing that we should not encourage in our country. Today, the job is coming from Israel, the Saudi is coming from Mongo. We are not interested in that. Then, on the prisoners, the reason a person is taken into prison, the moment you are in prison, it means most of your rights are withdrawn because you are entrenched in a society. How on earth Zambia would allow a prisoner go back home for whom? Where has it happened? And my sister, how many presidents have we had in Zambia? And are you saying all these presidents didn't know that the prisoner needs to go home for who? And why during the election? Why now? Why did you do it 2 years ago if you are really interested in those people to have a bit of them freedom? And now because you know that your colleagues are not going to prison to go and campaign, you want to tell the prison that this government is fair for you. This is a bit of time to go home. You go and do a bit of cleaning again, and then you go back. There's a point that's before you guys. If I see a person who my brother 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he walks home. I really hold myself. What the community? How about other people? How do they look at that? How do they think that person? Because these people can barely accept it. We already have a serious issue on the government. People are very people impacted. And those are the people again, you want to have a meaning on that. I really don't know what is happening with our government. Then coming to the issue of the last one on the banning of drugs. You are telling how many cases of COVID have been reported as a result of political violence? 9, 0. The markets are operating freely, bars are operating freely. And today you want to tell us because of the COVID you shouldn't campaign. Uganda had elections. Kenya had elections. The West countries, they had elections in US. They were campaigning. Only in Uganda, the electoral commission told us we are bad rallies. Meanwhile, the ruling party continues floating around in the country, preaching and distributing and in the level with developmental programs. If you wanted that to show us developmental programs, at least we should have done it 15 years or 2 years ago. Say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. It is unfair, it is uncalled and the Electoral Commission of Zambia is responsible for everything that happens in Zambia. Ladies, keep it up. Please keep it something in the nation. Camnet, you are making a difference. God bless you. God bless you. God bless Zambia.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Well, he's mentioned quite a number of things, and there's one point I actually picked out where he said we are banning political rallies, but we have allowed bars to run. We have allowed different
everything
events
usual.
Yes, everything
weddings,
is normal.
Because not too long ago, last year, even weddings, any form of public gathering
was restricted to
a certain number of people, and even banned altogether. So everything else is normal.
And talking about banning things, the Catholic Church actually banned people from wearing political regalia anywhere within the church premises.
That was a wise move.
Not allowing any political party or politician to actually talk to the congregants in the name of greeting them. They should be treated as ordinary members, yes, of the church. He's trying to avoid the fights.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good move. I just wanted to pick that out.
Yeah. In church, you have different people with different opinions, different backgrounds, decoding information differently. I also just never understood the fact that if you have a certain person that holds a political office visiting your church, does that mean you give them a platform all the time? They've come to listen to the word of God. Let them sit. Huh?
Let them sit and hear the word of God, then they go.
Come to church. To listen to the word of God.
One strategy they use, one common strategy I noticed they use the political candidates is that either presidential, councillor, or mayor or seat, they donate to a particular church. Once they donate, they know they will be given an opportunity to say something. So they will use that opportunity to campaign.
The church is not for sale. Even if you give, there are people who give money to churches. There are people who spearhead the work of God financially, and they're just in the background. If you're going to give, don't let your other hand know that you have actually given. Well, I think that's a big move, different. There's a lot of change in the way politics are being played this time around in 2021.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting. And also, a lot of things had happened in the course of this week. Emery Kabanshi was given bail, and one of the demands from her lawyers is that her being a politician should actually be given an opportunity to campaign and vote during this. Like you said, things are things are changing and a bit different this time around. So I was happy that she was given bail after being sentenced to 2 years 2 years imprisonment and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to hear from Kambule and what he has to say this time around. I just want to hear what he has to say.
What do you think? Maybe we should give him a call and just say, Mr. Former President of the NDC.
Yeah, like, you're addressing Mr. Former.
Okay, okay.
Dr. Kambwili.
Okay, fine, Dr. Kambwili. Oh, because now he's just a PF member. So, Patriotic Front member.
Procedure.
He needs to climb
press briefing procedure.
The rank.
What else do we have? Resident Doctors Association of Zambia actually had gone on a go slow for 7 days, but they have decided to pick up their tools because they're being considerate, looking at the rising numbers of the COVID-19, which was actually a great move, despite their demands not being met. Not being fully met. So they were just requesting that doctors should stop being harassed by the police and stuff like that. And still talking about the police, Mr. Chipepo was actually arrested and released after some hours. He did a stand.
Have you ever been in the chooks?
What are the chooks? You're doing Excel language. What's chooks? Who uses chooks?
Chooks. You never used that word growing up. In the cells.
That one was a Kayo Bali when growing up.
Elijah is
the
laughing.
cells?
Yes, the cells.
Oh, wow.
That is
Chunks.
slang. That is slang for chunks. Have you ever been in
80s
the chunks?
babies. Are you an 80s babies?
Yeah,
No,
listen,
you're not actually. What sort of language is chunks?
Our camera person in the studio, Elijah Chifita, is laughing his brains out because I think he can relate.
Chunks.
Maybe because we come from the same generation.
You are also a screw nigga, Elijah. Chunks.
Yes, you've never. You are a baby. Yeah. Have you ever?
No.
Not even just for a few hours.
No.
Nothing.
No.
And you know the thing is that at personal level, I've never been, but in my capacity as a journalist, I've had my share of.
Oh, you mean I have been there not as the person behind bars, but I went to sign someone out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have, and just me. I've done that before. I'm scared.
No,
so
I
I
you
make
know the thing
sure.
is that you never want to get on the other side.
Yes,
of the
and
law.
sometimes it's
not
unexpected.
Pretty. It's not pretty,
Yeah.
but you know. So you know, I feel for Emerine Kabanshi.
Emerine Kabanshi, and
But
also
if she, as the law has stated, convicted, she needs to face the law for her actions. If she has been found guilty, which she has, then let her serve those 2 years.
And just talking about Emerine Kabanshi's case, there was a comment from one of the NGO CC members to say some corruption cases are dealt with faster than others. We've got so many pending corruption investigations.
And others are acquitted.
Others are acquitted, and we have not heard. Yes, we have not heard from all these other corruption. Exactly, all these other corruption cases. But her case, she felt her case was dealt with faster than the rest of the cases. So it was an appeal to say we want to hear how far some investigations have gone, and also you shouldn't judge someone because of what they're affiliated to. So she felt there are certain cases that have been pending for the longest time. Yes, for the longest time, and nothing is being done about it. So there was an appeal from to the Anti-Corruption Commission, the police service as well, and the investigative wings and stuff like that. So it's progress, I would say. Corruption case being dealt with, judged, sentencing and stuff like that, it's progress. I feel we're making progress, in as much as I feel there's not enough work that is being done when it comes to corruption cases in Zambia. We have heard about cases in progress, but we have not heard the finish. Okay, so just that. What else are we remaining with? So resident doctors, Emerine Kabanshi, Edith Nawakwi,
and also
Rallies.
the government released 200 million kwacha towards the payment of clearing, whether it's retirees or whether it's standing arrears or whatever for public service
which was a great
workers,
move.
which was a great move.
They've not yet received the money though, but the money was released.
The money. One of the interesting statements that they had made was the fact that it's going to be given on first come, first served basis. And then I'm thinking, if I retired in 2009, should I be given preference over someone that retired in 1998 that wasn't given their money because I'm at the offices first? Like, what is the procedure?
And what criteria did they use?
What criteria did they use to arrive at that decision? Anyway, the organization of retirees known as Next Avenue for Retirees in Zambia, NARIZ, says they will be watching closely to see how this money is going to be dispersed. So I think that's something that we should be looking forward to, following and learning how far and if actually that money will be given, because many other times that we've heard that money has been dispersed, people line up, let's say for instance retirees for their money and they're not given. So I hope that this 200 million kwacha is going to be given to the people that have worked
and deserve it. Well, we've come to the end of the show. It was quite an interesting show. We would like to thank each and everybody that came through via phone calls and also our social media platform, and also for taking time to actually sit down and watch the Camnet TV Rise and Thrive breakfast show. Well, from me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Elijah and Isaac Chifita, and on behalf of Camnet TV crew, it's have a beautiful day and thank you for watching. Good morning.